All right, so we are live at the Overland Expo. We're gonna hang out a little bit, see if we get some guests to join us, and then we're gonna do a little tour of the camper of our 550 build, and go from there. So let me turn this around a little bit, show you what we're looking at. Find it. It's on YouTube, not Instagram. All right, so we are at the Overland Expo Mountain West right now. I'm hanging out at the Kingstar Camper booth. We got our 550 behind us. We have the Kingstar Camino 88 on top, and we are going to be doing a little walkthrough of the build and just see what's here. So if anyone has any questions, put them down in the comments section, and from there, I'll try to answer them if I can, and if not, shoot me a DM on social media. So let me go ahead and turn this around and show you what we're working with. All right, so I think for those of you that have followed us, you might be familiar, but we're running our build on a 2023 F550. So we ended up going with the Lariat package, which is the highest package that you can get in an F550. We were doing four-wheel drive. We have the diesel in this, so it's a 6.7. And the F550 from the factory is detuned. So it's governed. You only go 81 miles an hour tops, but it's supposed to increase the lifespan of the vehicle. So it's been a great platform. 10 out of 10 would recommend. And then we have the Camino 88 right here, which is Kingstar. We've been working with them. We actually found Kingstar here at the Overland Expo Mountain West last year. I've met Marcus and see if we could find him later. And he gave us a tour of his camper, and we ultimately ended up going with them for our build that we're going to be traveling and living out of. So first, I want to drive in and walk you through the garage. So we put our two mountain bikes here. We have some e-bikes that weigh about 50 pounds each. I found this Slide More Ride from eTrailer.com. Just worked out really well for us, fit very good. In the garage, we have LED strips that go around the top. We also have some directional lights. So if the truck camper's not on this, these two lights right here are going to act as your blinkers and also your reverse lights. And then the garage, this was a prototype that Kingstar did for us. We were originally just going to build a cage of some sort for our bikes so that we could protect them. We've had our mountain bikes, unfortunately, attempted to be stolen a few times. So having locked secure storage was a must. This is a nice little detail Kingstar did. Laser cut support and ribbing. I was not expecting that, and I think I'm probably the only one that looks at it, or Deidre. And it's just a cool touch. You can tell they put a lot of pride and attention to detail in their builds. So moving on, the other big feature. So we obviously went with a flatbed. So we're running EBI or EB flatbed. It's 11-foot bed. So we have the 84 cab to axle F550. We got these toolboxes on both sides. And then Kingstar has these flatbed side storage boxes. So we store a lot of our media equipment and gear. We have the spare jacks. So this wooden box right here are the front jacks. And they actually mount right here. We keep them off mainly because they block access to the toolbox. The rear jacks, we'll put them down for these shows. So again, we have a lot of people coming in and out of the camper right now. So right here, this jack, we just have it all the way down. And that's just going to stabilize the camper a little bit while everyone's coming in and out throughout the day. It's not bad with those up. It's a 550 platform. It's very solid and very stable. Next, I want to jump into the storage, swing around this flag. We got this giant box back here. Everyone's always asking, what is it? Is it a smoker? Is it a sauna? Who knows? What is it? It's more closet / storage space. So let me open this up. Got some nice latches that lock. And we really use this kind of as our mud room. So we'll put any of our mountain biking gear, any of our clothes that are wet or dirty. We keep some of the cat backpacks here. Yes, we have 2 cats that travel with us. And then some of our cleaning supplies. We have a couple of axes back here as well. My Grantsfors Brooks love that axe. And we use that to fell and clear trail while we're out there. The other part, and that's what Kingstar is calling the rack tower. That sits on the rack pack. So the rack pack is an option for mounting on the back, and you need to have the rack pack if you want the rack tower. But the rack pack's kind of cool because it does have this integrated storage for a generator. So we do have a Honda 2200 generator. We have 6 gallons of Rotorpax fuel that's dedicated for the generator, and we use that maybe once a week, or every 8 or 10 days to top off the batteries if the solar's not doing the job. So if it's a cloudy day, kind of like today, we're not getting a lot of charge. And when we go inside, we could actually look and see what the actual charge is on the solar. The other side of the rack pack is arguably my favorite side. Yeah, D, if you want to open it up. And this is where we have the grill. So we have an Olympian 5500 grill. I think it's a Camco product, if I'm correct. And we just leave this back here. We'll grill right here. We have a quick disconnect for the LP on the back of this. And then on the back of our camper, this is also the disconnect that feeds our LP. So that's on its own lever, and that's usually good to go. Let's see, right here, we added some levels on both sides. We try to stay within a degree of level. Plugs for the electric jacks. And then right here, we have our shore power. So this is a 30 amp shore power. I think we got it dialed in, so 15 amp is what the inverter is working with. And we might mix that up. Some details on the camper: 17 feet overall length, starts around 3,700 pounds dry, and then you start adding water in here, and that's going to get up pretty high. I think we're about 5,000 pounds dry with all the add-ons. Other things outside, LP. So this is going to be 2 20-gallon tanks. You manually swap them right here. So once one tank goes empty, we'll come back here, flip that switch, and then we know that we need to swap out our LP. We got windows, side lighting. So these lights are dimmable, LED lights. The same light switch handles both the left and right side LED light. And then we do have an outdoor outlet right here. And I think that's about it, right? Do you anything more outside? Cool. So this is a fun thing that we do. We do have a Gazelle tent. This is their little bug screen. Like I said, we have 2 cats that travel with us. So we actually got this for our cats. We'll put them in here, have them hang out. And I think it's like a 8x8 maybe. And then we'll just connect them to the ceiling here, put their leash there. They have a little retractable leash, and they'll hang out outside with us. With a head inside, or see where DJ went. Oh, there she is. All right. And again, if anyone has any questions, feel free to put them in chat. We'll see what we can do to answer them. When you walk in, you see this beautiful leather apron. Thank you, Bare Bones. They hooked me up with that at the Pacific Northwest Expo. Yeah, that's just a general work apron. If we're maybe splitting some logs or anything along those lines. I haven't found a use for it yet, but it looks cool. We have the bathroom. So nice fixture right here. So this is going to be your normal sink. If you pull that lever up, that's going to send water to the head. The head heads on off, and that's going to be how we take our showers. Some stainless steel fixtures to store anything there. We have a nice mirror. Hello. And then we added some Amazon ordered just little containers right here so we can store our soaps, and we usually keep like a sponge or a loofah right there. The toilet and the bathroom. So this is kind of a wet bath configuration right now. But one of the main reasons we went with Kingstar is that this is actually a dry bath. So we have this little switch down here. You kick that in, And this now slides out, and you have your cassette toilet. You have your full shower, and tons of room to stand in here and take a shower as a dry bath. The cassette toilet's kind of nice. If it's in this configuration, we'll just usually turn it that way, and leave it like this in the middle of the night. And that's just your Thetford cassette. So yeah, lock that. Subfloor, so there is a step right here. We have the basement. We keep boots and some random storage in there. There's a CO2 sensor on the ground. And then we have this cool little cutaway. This is a little cubby to a litter box for our cats. Also, right as we walk in, we have some hanging space. We have our spice rack. So it's crowded in here, but we'll pull that open. So all the Traeger rubs. We're a fan of the Traeger. Still trying to figure out how to get the Traeger in the camper. And then we walk into the kitchen, and you see we have our kitchen set up. We have a 3,000 watt inverter. It's all managed by this Servo GX Victron products here. And let's go ahead and look at pages. So we can see right now AC loads, we're drawing 100 watts. DC 177, so that's going to be the fridge and the fan. We're getting 133 watts of solar. It's a little cloudy outside, but this is where we would manage and control, turn on and off our inverters. So our 3,000 watt inverter is on right now. That's what we plug our kettle into. That's what we'll plug our Keurig into anytime we're making coffee. And coffee's a big thing for us. So we have a Vessel grinder. Thank you, Vessel, for that. Love that grinder. B-Lock Coffee. My buddy Andy owns that company. Go support them. They're based out of Portland. And then Bare Bones. They make a great camp product. So we've been using Bare Bones equipment for a while. This cabinet in the kitchen is usually a microwave, but we've kind of modified it. So we opted out of the microwave. And we're going to show a video later on our YouTube channel. But we installed our Starlink power. We installed additional outlet. And we use PepLink or PepWave to handle all of our connectivity as we're doing Wi-Fi and traveling and working remotely. Close that up. All right. Setback, we do have a gas range. Kitchen sink. You know, it's a relatively deep sink. Coffee cup. Probably send 2 coffee cups deep. I think that's a new unit measure. And then we do have a nice adjustable tall faucet here. The litter box, and this is live, so if our cats left us a surprise, I apologize. But that's going to be in here. We got our litter box. We have our batteries. And this is access to a lot of the electronics in there. And then we have our cats just hanging out up here on the bed. So Durzo. Hey, bud. What's up? Yeah, he's just enjoying and sleeping. And then we have our second cat, Luna. She's right here. She's a little bit more skittish, so she doesn't come out too often. Queen size bed, great use of space. We have blackout curtains on our roof access. We've been enjoying that a lot. But yeah, that's pretty much the camper. You know, we have an AC unit, we have a fridge, full review. And then this is kind of the workspace that we're working in most of the time. It's been a great place to live and work out of so far for us. So yeah, that's the camper. We got this nice little patch wall. Gone Dirting, bound for nowhere. We met them in the Pacific Northwest Expo. Great people. We actually just made some new wooden patches using a glow forge. So that's kind of worked interesting. And just trying out some new things to push out more content for you guys. So that's it for our build. I think everyone's here has been pretty familiar with that and checking out the build. And let's go talk to Marcus, the president. So we have Marcus, president at Kingsar, and he's here with his brothers. So yeah, we're live. Marcus?
I've been watching you go around here. We'll take a look at this one.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is Marcus's truck. I think he's actually selling it to his brother soon.
Yeah, flew down from Washington. So this is the fish and ski locker, and it's just that. It's ideal for fishing poles, skis. It's 7 feet long, so that is a big set of skis to go in there. Fly rods. It has weep holes on the bottom of it, so if you put your skis in there and there's snow on them, it will melt and drain out.
Oh yeah.
Lockable, so for theft. In the back here, we got what we call the Overland pack. And this one here is going to show evidence of use, so that's why you buy it for.
Yeah. And that's the same grill that we have in our rack pack, and the same, well, you actually have more gasoline here.
Yeah, with the Overland pack, you're able to get 4 2-gallon rotor pack cans.
So 8 gallons of fuel.
Here, yeah, yep. And then you have a nice little side area here where you can store your hoses, cords, gas lines, which I'm going to take this out just for a 10-foot, 10 or 12 foot, I'm not sure, but we have the LP remote right here.
Yeah, so the same thing on ours. Quick connect. You have a lever right there. You plug it in.
Yeah.
Marcus is going to show us the proper way to do it because I'll probably mess it up.
And you spin that out. Roll it right around here.
Yep.
It's handy because the end of the LP end of the grill is right here, so it's right on the edge, so it's perfect. It really works out well.
Yeah, sweet. So
security of the Honda is right here, so when this cabinet is locked, you can't get in here, and this is what keeps it from theft. Once your cabinet's locked, these little, they're over center latches that come up through the cabinet and grab the aluminum plate that is attached to the generator.
Yeah, nice. So again, same Honda 2200 generator right here. Great security. And again, as this bottom latch is put up, that's actually the lock that secures that whole mechanism so that it's locked safely for anyone to use. So yeah, so that is one of the big differences. And then the steps are the other thing. So this is one configuration of steps. So again, we have the rack pack and we have that side entry steps, whereas this is straight on. And I believe these just fold straight up on top of each other. Is that correct, Marcus?
Demo down here. So with the Overland pack, as Leah said, this is what you get with the fold and go stairs. It just folds up. A nice tidy package.
Yeah.
And most trailers, especially boats, you're able to get right to your factory hitch without any extension. And there's a lot of trailers out there where if you have enough tongue where the trailer doesn't come up too far on the tongue, you still could get under here onto your factory hitch. But worst case scenario, it's a 12 to 16 inch extension, which isn't that much.
Yeah.
And you get your ball right here and you'll be fine.
Yeah, love that. So if you're pulling an adventure trailer, a boat, we're here at the expo, so we're going to see a lot more adventure trailers. You have full access to your hitch. This is very minimal and it's lighter. So, it's another option. It's going to save a little bit of weight back here. So if that's of consideration and weight is a concern, this is a fantastic setup for that.
Yeah, along with what we just mentioned, towing, and what you can get with this, you can try it out like this, straight in, straight out, but we offer a side entry where we call it the pack-away porch, a side entry system, where there will be a fabrication that we designed that will be between the rack rail and the stairs, and it allows the stairs to pivot 90 degrees, and a platform comes up, out, and now you'll have like a 27 by 27 inch platform right when you step out of the camper, which is very nice. You have a nice sitting landing.
Yeah.
Then you'll have a handle here, and when you're coming down the stairs, you got the jacket handle, similar to what your rack pack is.
Perfect.
Side entry.
Perfect. So same side entry that we would have, but the fold-away stairs, that these stairs in essence just pivot, and we have 2 handles to get up. So awesome. So besides that, that's pretty much outside cosmetically, everything's the same as our camper. Different color schemes. So this is a white camper. They do offer a champagne camper in addition to our gray. And then they do have some different antenna and solar solutions up top. I think we see an antenna right up here. And I believe, is that for the TV, Marcus? Perfect. So with the communications package, you would get that TV antenna. This is a Wii boost right here. Marcus is loosening it, and all that is it'll pivot down, and it's going to be retained with this right here. Well, watch out, we got flying. Awesome. So I think besides that, everything's pretty much the same. There's a lounger inside. If you go to Kingstar's website, they have 5 different floor models. So they have our command center. And let me just turn around here. So they have our command center that we have in our camper. This is the lounger. They have a lounger bunk, which I found out is a bunk bed for a 6-foot individual.
Yeah, 42 inches by the bottom bunk is 42 by 72. The top bunk is 42 by 6'6".
Okay, 42 by 72 being the smallest, and then 42 to 6 by 6 being the largest, which is a lot. And you can fit a family of 4 in here very easily.
Yeah, adults, yeah, for
yeah.
sure. You can sleep 4 adults with that configuration.
And then they have the open range, which is basically just a flat open space. You could pick your chairs. If you have big dogs or multiple dogs, that's a great place for them. Or maybe if you have in-laws that you just,
Correct,
unfortunately don't need a spot for. I'm kidding.
Then the dinette.
And then the dinette, so your traditional dinette, which works and is also a sleeper.
Yeah, that will go to a 42 by 72 sleeper as well.
There you go. So let me turn this back around. I have a pressing question for Marcus.
Yeah.
Is there anything new coming in 2024 from Kingstar?
I'm not going to spill all the beans, but I'll spill a few. So what we're going to be offering right here it's going to be for the flatbed models, and it's going to be in the walkway. We're going to be 5 inches wider, and if you can pan down here, Reyes, it's right in the walkway. So this area from the shower wall to the cabinetry, 5 inches wide. Right now it's about 24 inches, I believe, the width of it, maybe a little bit more. And that's going to translate right up to the bunk. The cabinets up on the bunk will grow another 2 inches deeper as well because of the width. So that it will be for the flatbed models, and it's going to be a very welcome change as most people, when they come in our camper, they're very surprised that it's not a slide because it's so roomy.
Yeah.
And in the flatbed version, it's even going to be that much more roomy. The other cat I'll let out of the bag, since you're a cat, you and your wife are cat people.
Oh, yeah.
The Camino 66 is going to be coming out. This is Camino 88, and the 66 is going to be the short bed version. And if we want to step in there, I'm going to give a little of what that will be.
So this is the 88. They're widening this 5 inches, and they're coming out with a 66, which is going to do what?
So with the 66, you will lose, it's going to be 15 inches shorter, and you're going to lose this closet right here at the entrance.
Okay.
But from the spice cabinet all the way forward will be the same. You're going to have the same countertops. You're going to have your pull-out 2 trash cans, the Truma combi, all of that will be the same.
Yeah, so if you didn't hear that, in the short bed version of the camper, the Camino 66, they're going to be removing on this side this closet space, 16 inches, and the back wall is going to be coming to the spice rack. Everything else in the kitchen will stay the same.
That's correct. And if you get the dry bath option with the north-south, you will have this hanger rod right here. So this comes with the dry bath. So when you come in your camper with the dry bath option, you'll be able to have this hanger rod as well as the other hanger rod that is up on the sleeper bunk, which you can see the shirts there. So you'll still have ample amount of hanger rod.
Yeah. So even though we're deleting that one hanger, tons of storage to hang here, tons of storage to hang here. That is staying the same. The dry bath will stay the same. So this is the same size, same dry bath we have in our unit. But the living space now, I'm guessing that has to be where you make the sacrifice of space for, or in this case, just the compression of space for the short bed.
That's correct. It will be 15 inches. So this is going to shrink 15 inches, the living area. And right now, we're only going to offer it in the lounger and the couch bunk.
Okay. So
right now,
short bed will be the lounger, couch bunk. It'll be 15 inches shorter. So you said 6'6" on the previous. So now you're going to be right around 5'2".
Yeah. So well, the bottom one is 6 foot. So what is five something?
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not hitting the math. 5'8" maybe.
It's been a long weekend,
5'7",
folks.
5'7". But anyways, what I recall, it was about right here. So 2 adults for sure. It's very comfortable for 2
Yeah,
adults.
yeah. So let me zoom back if I can. So in essence, this section right here is what's going to be removed.
Right where the stitching is.
Right where the stitching is, and you can see Marcus is sitting right here, and there's tons of room for another 2, maybe 3 adults in this situation. In that case, we're going to be going to, I'm guessing, 2 drawers underneath the lounger.
2 drawers.
And then 2 drawers.
There will only be one here, Reyes, because in Reyes's camper, we grew the battery box. So this camper is a little bit older than Reyes's, and the battery box is the old style. So the battery box will be here, and depending on your battery package, you will, if you get the full 810, then everything is used up. But if you get the 300 or the 540, you're still going to have a nice upright storage compartment.
Yeah.
And there will only be one. It'll be a larger lid, though. There'll be 1 foot storage, floor storage area.
Perfect.
2
storage drawers right here. Okay, so we'll still have 2 drawers here. We're going to have the bigger battery bank. You can do up to 810 amp hour batteries in there. If you don't use all of that 810, so you only did 100 amp hour, you'd have additional storage space there. And then we're going to have 1 large, instead of what we see here is 3 or 2 in ours, 1 large basement storage compartment. Everything else is going to be the same?
One other change. With that, with the Truma Combi at the door, whereas our breaker boxes, our electrical, that electrical has to be moved under the fridge. So the fridge is going to go on the 66. It's going to go from a 5.2 to a 4 cubic foot.
Okay.
So this is where all of our breaker boxes and things and items that are by the.
So the current fridge is a 5.2 cubic feet fridge, and that's jumping to 4.4. Scaled down to 4.
A 4 cubic foot.
4 cubic foot, and that's mainly because all of the breaker box and electrical information or tools, resources are going to be underneath the fridge. So they had to get that additional space there, which makes sense. So
other than those items, the big thing is you have a big kitchen, your trash cans, you have a respectable sized fridge, you still get Truma Combi, you still get the dry bath, the big dry bath, and that is, to my knowledge, unheard of for a short bed camper to have a dry bath that size, much less a dry bath at all.
Absolutely.
So we're excited about that.
Great. When can we expect to see those units in the market?
Those, I would say we're about 2 to 3 months away from taking orders on those, that we would have those things in production. But it's definitely a 2024 offering.
Fantastic. And then what's the lead time once you're taking orders?
Lead time is, right now, as of today, we are about 3 months out, 3 to 4 months out, depending on the build.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Marcus. I'm glad we got some time from you, and we're going to go walk around and check out some more of the expo.
Sounds good. We'll see you all. Take care.
All right. Cool. So obviously that was Marcus. He's been a fun guy to work with. We've had great experience working with him, and we've enjoyed our build. So we definitely recommend Kingstar to anyone looking for this space. There's a lot of other great options out there, bigger, more slides, smaller pop-up aerodynamics. What we've been telling people, it's make a list and write down all the must-haves, all the would like to haves, all the things you absolutely can't live without, all the things you can't live with, and then from there let that decide what is going to be your build and what are the platforms, what is the vehicle, what is the camper, what is the trailer, from there. So yeah, I think I'll probably walk around a little bit, just give you guys a tour of kind of what the expo looks like for those of you that can't make it. We'll just take a little walkabout. So we're in the vendor area. Hundreds of vendors. If you go to their website, you can probably see lots of big names. Hanuk Tires, great group over here. shocks. We see tons and tons of bed campers. So this is a nice little pop-up. Looks like it's designed for the Tundra. We have 230 right here, off-grid trailers. Lots of adventure trailers. You know, if you have a smaller pickup, a quarter ton, or a Jeep, these adventure trailers make a lot of sense because you're getting a lot more square footage and living space, but not adding any additional payload or weight to your pickup. You're not towing that. We have Go Fast camper guys. Love these guys. We actually have a Go Fast camper on our Tacoma. We're actually trying to sell that just because we're going to be living out of the Kingstar full time. No longer need it, and we want to see it go to a good home. So if anyone's interested, reach out to us. Here's kind of the main grassy area over here. You can see a big white tent right there. That's going to be where they do the film festival screenings, I believe. They have live bands. At the end of the day, that's usually where they hold the happy hour. All of our food trucks. Again, so many vendors. But I think the thing to look out for when you're walking around is there's a lot of classes and education that the Overland Expo does. So that's everything from recovery, learn how to ride a motorcycle, safety, first aid, and you can see we have these blue tents, the Overland Foundation. You can get information and sign up for classes at any of these blue tents. We'll just come this way a little longer. It is close to the end of the day, so everyone's starting to pack up. See Honda over here. They just had one of their motorcycle athletes win a big race, so surprised we don't see them pushing more of their dirt bikes side of things. But we got little Honda Groms, some nice little dual sport action. Let's walk up and check some of these out. I'm a big fan of motorcycles. We obviously have a truck camper, but I think there's something pretty special about keeping a little trail bike around like this Grom, or maybe something like this little Honda 300L that you can just strap to the back of your camper if you're parked at a base camp and you want to go into town or just explore, scout ahead. A nice dual sport or just small trail bike is fantastic for that. Let's see what else is down here. We have Rhino Rack over here on the right. Pretty cool company. They actually were one of the sponsors for Happy Hour the other night, so they invited us all over for a after expo event, and that was really nice of them. A lot of good products. I would see really kayak carriers, bike carriers. They really do a whole lot of external mounting accessories. Here's kind of a high lift jack holder. You know, some of the other products that you can see. We have a kayak carrier from Rhino Rack, and really just a really nice, innovative, quick release closure method. So if you guys are interested in looking for any rooftop storage and security, give Rhino Rack a look. Ooh, I don't know what's going on over here. Some RC cars. Kind of cool. Apparently you can also learn how to drive not just dirt bikes and motorcycles or Rams or Jeeps, but also your RC cars. Fan of that. Have a new Rivian. That looks beautiful. There's actually a few EVs out here at the Overland Expo. So I think GMC brought their Hummer, which, oh, speaking of, we have their Overland Edition Hummer. So this is EV Overlanding Upfit, as they call it. And this back section right here extends up. So yeah, nice self-contained living solution on their EV. Yeah, check that out right here. Yeah. All right. Well, I want to go walk by Elevation Off Grid. They make some beautiful trucks. They do super singles on the 550 platform. So I think they're somewhere up here if they haven't left already. You got some of the Backwoods Adventure Mods company. Great company. They make a lot of cool modifications for your vans, your Fords, Transits, your Sprinters. We actually got our Dometic fridge freezer from them. So they just sell a lot of good accessories. Oh, I spy EOG. So these big 550s, they do, in essence, a pickup truck conversion. So I think you may or may not know, but when you get a 550 from the factory, it is a cab and chassis. It doesn't have a bed. So you typically have to source a flatbed, or people build and make their own living solutions. But Elevation Off Grid, one of the things they do really well is they make a bed that looks like it came from the factory. So this is, again, beautiful here. They are running liquid spring on these rigs, your Goodyear 41-inch tires, and I believe, yeah, these wheels are reversible. So deep dish side out on the back, flip it around on the front. It's the same rim, which is nice, because you're doing a super single, so you're getting rid of the rear dually for one tire, and that's going to help you track when you're off-road. So yeah, EOG, cool products. All right. I wonder if Deidre's curious where I went. Oh yeah, here's actually an example of what I meant. So this would be the cab and chassis. So cab and then no bed. They're showcasing their suspension work here. But this would be how you get it from the factory. Then if you want to do modifications like EOG is doing here, it's probably easier to do it before you put a bed on. We're planning to do a super single eventually. Unfortunately, we have a bed, so someone's going to have to do more work. It might be me. All right. Again, tons of vendors. It's kind of like a Disneyland, I heard someone say, for adults. So if you're into off-roading and overlanding, try to make it out. They have these expos in 4 locations over the course of the year. The next one is the Overland Expo East. That's in Arlington, Virginia, not to be confused with Arlington. And that's going to be, I think, the first weekend of October. And then next year, they'll be starting with the Overland Expo West, which is in Flagstaff, Arizona. And that's always near the end of May. And then the Pacific Northwest, which is in Redmond, Oregon. And then the Mountain West, which is here in Loveland, Colorado. So I'm still working our way back to the camper. My voice is getting a little coarse. I need a beverage to drink, and it's getting warm, and we need to start packing up soon. Battleborn right there, great batteries. These are our neighbors for the weekend. Expedition trailers. They make a really cool adventure trailer. I see a lot of bare bones coffee cups in there. We have the same ones, so love that. Nice little camp kitchen. And then here we are back at the Camino 88. So there's Deidre. Good to see you. I think we are going to call this video here, and I think we will get ready to pack up and head on out for the weekend. So thanks for following along. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you've been to the expo, let us know what you thought about it, and if you're planning to go to one, let us know as well. Maybe we'll see you in the future. So thanks again, and we'll sign off here.